once again, we are back diving diving back into our lovely friends the genies, which of course always have their wide varieties from air, fire, earth, generally just all elements together. But today we are going to poke at the Madrid, or I believe they're called the Vadar, Vadar, however you want to pronounce it at this point. It's letters slapped next to letters. But they are the gen of the water trees, hanging out in the water elemental plains. Uh, they were once the great nation there, of course, but unfortunately they lost out with the loss of the elemental lord that was overruling, commonly associated as artist. So, lots and lots of pretty pictures. Well, pretty statues more than pictures. I don't know how well water is going to affect your painting skills, but it is an option. The theorizing of them being once great and powerful varies from anywhere from Krakens destroying the place to they just simply fall apart without a rulership in there. It can come down to variations of the story. It all depends on how much they want to acknowledge and do it. Beyond that, ignoring the fact that they're very, very moody types of races to deal with, a Madrid can be happy one day, sad the next hour, and friendly as all get out the next moment. They're noble. They have their noble choices, of course. The Shazad, which are once again just the improved versions of what already exists in there. I don't even think they get all that much comparatively. I mean, well, compared to the other races, yeah, pretty good. That's not the one. Oops. Comparatively, they are also on the large side of things. As with their moody nature, they are part of the chaotic neutral alignment, as with a lot of the water. Friends 1 minute, problems the next. And as with water elementals, they share a lot of water traits, even comparatively. And they share the similarities between them and the Ifrits, owning the ability to change shape, as alternatively being for humanoid giants and elementals being the inclusion in here. That's always positive. I don't know if they can change size is the bigger issue than anything else, but it is there. They constantly have detect evil and detect good, detect magic, and water walk. You know what? I guess that's trustworthy. I don't know why they need constant water walking, but fair enough. At will, they create water, invisibility, plane shift, of course, purify food and water, and the lovely spell quench. So they have the general pleasantries to provide for you, including the fact that fire can be put out 5 a day, able to control water, gaseous form, obscuring mist, and water breathing. So they don't necessarily probably live underwater, I guess, then, because why do they have water breathing? They don't have to breathe. Don't think about it. Outsiders are weird. Actually, I think they still breathe. Either way, it's kind of confusing that they have to have it as a spell per day, but whatever. 3 times a day and seeing invisibility, so I mean, I guess to see each other, they can keep up their spells. They do get the persist damage, which would fit their artisty nature and hiding abilities. They get the 1 year grant 1 wish, which still proves that the poor wind elements are getting screwed over on that problem, but good for them, I guess. On top of that, they have their water mastery, as with a lot of elemental type stuff that deal with water. While they are in touching or in water, or the opponent is touching water, or they're touching ground, they get their positive or negatives, but they're so minor that you probably won't notice. I mean, the -4 penalty is a little more noticeable, but they're kind of efficient at their job, considering they have, what, like 12 hit dice by who? 12 hit dice, jeez, no wonder they're good at that. Then they have their Water Fury, which is their equivalently water lightning bolt at this point. Although it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, it is a standard attack, so that's, or standard action, so that is pretty solid. 1d6 cone of water, or line of water, that blinds you, which is brutal to imagine. Pretty decent DC, but at CR9, that's not really amazingly good. It's nice, but of course, their biggest selling point is their ability to turn into a vortex. It lasts for once every 10 minutes. They're able to turn into a vortex of water, similar to the air elementals turning into whirlwinds. Granted, it's specifically only in water, and they are stuck in there once they do it, but it does the trick. It does the job. What more would you possibly want to try and tell someone? Part of that, you have the noble versions of them, which slightly increase their powers and just for it. Gaining a couple more hit dice and granting them 3 times a day Cone of Cold, Ice Storm, and then once a day Elemental Swarm and Permanent Image. So they're definitely real friendly with water elementals. They definitely do have lots to sell their art points to them. Unfortunately, because of how moody and disagreeable that arbitrarily can end up being, mostly they're not liked by their other Jin kin. Can you blame them? Not really. But when you decide to be up one day, down one other, don't even have anything. Oh, their spell ability is 20th. Damn. That's a pretty good caster level on top of that. But needless to say, they are commonly depicted female. Like, super, super commonly. And like every other genie kin, they can produce kids with other races. Both human, but that's all that is in there. And they have, I mean, they're 16 feet tall and 2,500 pounds, so I don't think you'd want that mommy picking you up or trying to pick her up. Yeah, so yeah, no, they can change their shape into the other humanoid races, but unlike the Ifrit, they don't change sizes, which is a potential problem, but it's not really necessary when you can turn yourself humanoid or giant, so it's not a big loss in that problem. Beyond that, I don't think there's super huge amounts of anything real exciting with them. I mean, they're pretty much harassers of the material plane by doing bard stuff, so that's always good. Beyond that, it's not super amazingly going for. I mean, they're related to the Elemental Lord, so they do hang out with, like, brine dragons and such, but beyond that, they're basically just copycat water elementals. I mean, even compared to other Jin in existence, they pretty much just literally copycat water elementals. Even compared to fire, even the Ifrits and their fire elemental friends, even the wind, even the earth, they are just copycats. That's all I can tell you. So, this winds down to 3 out of the 5 of them. We got 2 more remaining. The next one being the earth, and then the equivalently mongrel of the Jin kind. So for now, bye bye!